It's too stupid.
Come on, tell me. You didn't press live, didn't you? Oh my! All right, guys, what's up? Um, I think you can see us now. I hope. We're idiots. We're idiots. You can see us now. I hope.
Damn it.
We're idiots. But anyway.
Well, here we are. Hi, Carrie. I'm so sorry. Carrie, I'm going to bring you in. Pop, 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 pop. Okay. Right here. Invite. Mm. Listen to your guess. Okay.
All right, guys. All right,
All right,
so
Ben, get this Carrie, if you don't mind, I need your I've messed up again.
what again?
Okay, I need your I have Carrie's phone number.
Uh-huh.
Never mind, Carrie. I don't need nothing. I'm gonna send you a link. All you gotta do is click on it. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Why is this all I get? Shut that shit off, Ben.
Wait, no, wait. It's a thing up.
All right, I sent her this. No. Oh shit! I should. No, no. Do not disturb her now. Okay. All right, I sent Carrie the link, and as soon as she clicks on, I'll let you guys know. She's not gonna be able to see her comments, guys. Okay, so as the comments come in, I'm gonna show them to her. If I skip over your comment,
No, no,
thank
just
you.
whatever questions they have, just tell her someone asked this, and then that's it.
What time is it, Ben?
8:52.
Oh, there's Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Hey, boo boo.
Can you hear me good?
I can.
Okay, good, good. All right, so we've got a couple of questions for you. Where's my pen at? All right.
Where?
Okay. Can you see good? Can you see us clearly? Carrie, can you see me clearly?
I can.
Okay. Good. It looks like
I
it's
can.
lagging a little bit. If at any time it's lagging, you see that it's lagging, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Okay.
So, guys, I want you guys to welcome Carrie to the studio. She's right here with me with Big Boo Boo. She's actually in the classroom. So what's going on, guys? Carrie she had an experience where she left her body. She had an out of body experience, and she ended up in hell. Literally, she ended up in the pit of hell. So we're just gonna ask her a couple of questions. Get to know her a little bit better. She's been part of the class for a while. We're gonna get to know her a little bit better today. She wants to share her story. So with that being said, let's get started.
Okay.
Okay. So, Carrie, you want to share your story with us? You gave me a you gave me a little bit on what happened to you. So now the class wants to know if you could give us a little bit about your childhood, how you grew up, and how that led up to that event before it actually happened, before you passed away.
Before I passed away, okay. So, um, I was raised in a pretty rough area. Um, Single mom. There's 11 of us. Only two of us are hers, so she took care of like all of us, even the ones that weren't hers. She wasn't around
Stepchildren?
much. And, huh?
Those were stepchildren? Your mom's stepchildren?
No. My biological father was a busy guy.
Right.
Um, it was a rough upbringing.
Okay.
Um, it was just rough, and I think my mom did the best she could, but there was a lot of men in and out, hot and cold, running men.
Is
Um,
that right?
she's kind of from that era where a woman was supposed to be with a man, or you know, they couldn't function.
Right.
Um, a lot of drugs in my area, a lot of crime. And honestly, we were kind of left to our own defenses because she worked all the time. There was 11 of us to take care of, so we were left to our own defenses. So,
Well, wait,
I
was
started.
your father in the house at that time?
My biological father was, he was in and out of prison. He was hardly ever around, and when he was, it just wasn't a good time.
Really?
Uh, he's not a nice person, and for a long time, I took after him
Oh,
in that
okay.
respect.
As far as
And
what? Not a nice person?
yeah,
I
um,
find that so hard to believe.
yeah, it's been a
Continue.
while since I've been like that, but yeah, I still have tendencies, and I still try to keep that beast buried in the ground. Sometimes I have to kick at her,
Right.
but so by the time all this had happened, like I had been running the streets for years and partying, and it was a kind of a different lifestyle than way different than what I live now.
So, if you don't mind me asking, were you using drugs? Were you drinking a lot?
I was drinking a lot. Drugs have never been my thing.
Okay.
Growing up, I saw what it did to people, and it just made me not want to mess with it.
Right. Right. Okay.
You
Continue.
know. So hold on.
Damn
Mm.
right.
I know, like I got 5 million in the house, and none of them want to work. So really, by the time I hit adulthood, I was angry,
Yeah.
and I had a big chip on my shoulder. I was doing a lot of things I shouldn't have been doing. Still doing a lot of dirt. Um,
Really? Can you get into that?
uh, I
If
was
you
in
can't.
extracurricular pharmaceutical sales at the time.
Oh, okay.
Um, Things I shouldn't have been doing, especially being a new mother. I shouldn't have been doing that shit.
Right.
Um,
How old was your son at this time?
just barely two. He's
Okay.
a little bitty guy, little bitty, cute, just precious little thing. He was just cute, and he's probably the only person on the planet at that time that I felt any love for, that I was kind to, that I cared about. Everybody
Were
else
you?
they were just expendable to me. I was not a nice person at this
Right.
point in time. I was not nice at all. I was mean. I was hateful. I was horrible. I was
And
evil.
did you grow up like that?
Yeah,
Oh, you did.
absolutely.
Okay.
My
So,
my mother she's a narcissistic sociopath, and
oh,
there's a lot of mental and emotional abuse going on, a lot of
right.
gaslighting. Um, so yeah, um, I grew up angry, and I grew up mean, and my biological father is not a nice character. We'll
Okay.
just put it that way.
Right. Okay.
Um, my biological father. I remember my biological father came home one time and was just acting a plumb fool, and pissed to whip my sister's mom in front of us kids, and
Is
put a
that
gun
right?
to her head. And he didn't care that we were there.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was not nice at all.
There was verbal abuse, physical abuse, everything, and on you guys too.
Oh yeah, and like with my mom having those dudes running in and out, there's some creepers,
Okay.
and there was four of us. Well, including me, there's five of us girls. So yeah, there were some unsavory individuals that she let around us.
Did anything
So
ever
yeah, there
happen?
were some other things too,
Right.
but shit, by the time I was 13, 14 years old, I was so pissed off and angry with the world. I just turned vicious, and I
Mm.
was running the streets. So I was basically feral.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, how I managed to get an education, I couldn't tell you I did,
Right.
but I couldn't tell you. I mean, I was emancipated by the time I was 16 years old.
Is that right? For
Yeah.
those of you that don't know what emancipation is when a
It's
child becomes an adult, basically.
yeah, you
Is deemed
basically
an adult.
divorce your parents. That's
Okay.
basically what it is. You're divorcing your parents and you're becoming a legal adult.
Go on, go on.
And it was what it was. So 16, I'm on my own, no supervision, and I'm just doing whatever I want to do. By the time I was 17, I was living in New York,
Are
doing
you
what I
okay?
wanted to do in New York. It was fun. New
Was
York
it?
was great. Oh, New York was great. Um, I ended up moving back home, uh, back to New Mexico, when I was about 19, and probably shouldn't have. Honestly, I think some people thrive there. I don't. Not the right environment for me.
Right.
And then, my mom was like, "Hey, like, why don't you just come to Kansas? Like, just come down here." And I was like, "Cool." I ended up meeting my son's dad, and
What year was that?
oh God, I met him in '95.
So about that time, that's when you officially moved to Kansas then?
Hmm.
Okay, go on.
Officially.
Yeah.
And I was still running the streets. I was working, but I was still running the streets.
Right.
When I met his dad, I was seeing other individuals too when I met him, and I mean, I was honest and upfront about it. Told him, like, look, you're not the only one I'm going to be dating, but I think, like I started caring for him. He caught feelings, and I got an ultimatum on how that was going to play out by him. It was either like, you're going to be with me, or you're going to run the streets, but you're not doing the same thing. We're not doing the both.
Right.
And yeah, he kind of toned me down a little bit for a little while.
Yeah. It worked, huh?
Yeah, it worked. I mean, yeah, he got me to slow my roll a little bit, you know. Then I got pregnant, and honestly, I ended up moving to Dodge City because of a job opportunity at the packing plant. And the money was
Right.
good, and
Yeah.
I having a child, I didn't want to pass it up. I really didn't want to keep in the pharmaceutical sales business, because here in Kansas,
Right.
it's too easy to get caught. There's too many people here that snitch.
Yeah.
And I was really trying to get away from all of that. And this guy decided he wanted to date me. And I did not feel the same way, because he was creepy.
As far as what?
I went out on one date with this man, and he was like, basically like, "Oh, I'm in love with you. We're going to get married. Da, 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 da." Like, calling me. And if I didn't answer right away, like, next thing I know, like, my phone's blowing up.
Oh, he was stalking you.
It started out like simple like that, but then, like, as time progressed, it got really bad. Him breaking into my house,
Is that
um,
right?
coming into my job. Like, I lost several jobs.
Because of
Um,
him?
yeah, Yeah, and he didn't care that I had a kid to support. He didn't care, honestly, that I wasn't interested. He wasn't my type. He was kind of weird. I mean, I'm weird, but he was really weird.
He was weird. He's a stalker.
Yeah,
What?
and creepy about it. Yeah.
When did the physical abuse start?
When he started breaking into my house.
Oh, so he would break in and attack you. He would.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But you obviously you would fight him off.
Oh hell yeah. I'm a scrapper. Oh yeah, I'd fight him off. Um, but I was also trying. I mean, I had a kid, so I couldn't subject my kid to that all the time.
Right.
And so I was trying to go about things the legal way, and do the restraining orders and protection of stalking orders. They're just a piece of paper. They don't help you. The
Right.
police literally have to see them doing it.
Right. You would
It's a piece of
report it, and
paper.
nothing was getting done about it.
Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. And then they kicked my door in and one night and March 2nd of 2000.
What happened, Carrie?
Kicked my door in and he held me prisoner in my house for 3 days.
Is that right?
hmm And like my neighbors on both sides of me were elderly. They didn't hear shit.
There was nothing they could do, right?
They didn't even hear. They couldn't hear what was going on. How he got caught was an officer lived down the street and he was taking his kids for a walk. And he heard me screaming. Because this
Oh,
man beat
wow.
me like this for 3 days.
Right.
I mean, he
Well,
did other things too, but he beat me. And I had actually hid my son in a pantry that I had. Told him not to come out.
right. How
You know,
old was
thank God there was water and food in there, but I told him not to come out. Do not come out because
how old was he at that
I
time?
was afraid it would hurt my son.
How old was he at that time, your son?
He was two. He was two, almost three. Cutest little thing ever.
Right.
And
And
I was pregnant at the time.
oh, really?
Yeah, I was about 8 months pregnant.
Oh,
And he
wow.
actually beat me so bad that he literally beat the baby out of me.
What?
So when that sheriff's officer that was walking by heard that, he made a call in because I mean pretty much everybody in the neighborhood knew what was going on, and he called it in, and they had EMTs there and everything, and it took 10 officers with billy clubs and pepper spray to get this man down. He was a
Wow.
big dude. You got big arms, but this dude's arms were 3 times your size.
Oh, so he was huge.
Yeah, he was huge. He was a weightlifter, and he was just huge. He was
So you couldn't
scary
get
big.
away from him.
Huh?
Even when you did fight him off, it was hard for you.
It was like it wasn't phasing him. And like so when they arrested him, I finally got him down. Of course, they did they drug tested him and found like obscene amounts of cocaine in his system.
Right.
So he wasn't feeling shit I was doing, and I don't hit like a girl, so he had to have been flying.
So when did the actual incident happen that you were that you passed, that you died?
That night. The night
That
that the
night?
officer the night that the officer heard that and called the police. When they were arresting me, I was being carted off. The first time I died was in the ambulance.
Okay. They
I
brought you back.
flatlined, and I was it was weird because I was in pain. I was in excruciating amount of pain, and then I wasn't.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I stopped being in pain. I could hear and see everything that was going on. Them working on me, them using the paddles on me, and when they finally used the paddles on me, that's when I jerked back into my body, and then I was in pain again. I was kind of pissed about that, to be honest with you, because it hurt.
Yeah, I would imagine. Where were
Yeah.
you injured? What injuries did you have?
Huh?
What injuries did you have?
Oh shit. He severed my optic nerve in my left eye.
Oh, wow.
No, my right eye. I'm sorry, my right eye. I had a massive TBI, massive TBI. He broke my collarbone. He hyperextended both elbows. The
Uh,
bones, both my hands were broken from fighting him off. All of my ribs were broken. Um, my hip was dislocated. My left knee was dislocated. My left arm, I'm left-handed. My left arm, my forearm was broke. Um, he did massive internal damage, caused permanent damage to my bladder from kicking me.
wow.
My face was all foobarred. I mean, I wasn't even honestly recognizable as a human. He messed my face up so bad. He crushed my sinuses, shattered my ocular bones. Yeah, broke
So
my nose.
how many times did you flatline?
I flatlined 3 times. The last time they were actually declaring me dead. I don't know, because when they brought me back, I didn't come back to consciousness. I was in a coma.
Okay.
So, and I was in a coma for 3 days after they brought me back. But yeah, they were calling me. The second time I died, it was weird because, and instead of looking down at my body and having that out of body experience, where I was just a void. There was
Okay.
just nothing. It was just dark. There's just nothing.
Could you
And
hear
not
anything?
no sound, no fluctuations in temperature, no air, no smells, no nothing. There was nothing.
Okay.
And that was freaky. Um, that actually really kind of scared me, because I was like, whoa, there's nobody else around. It was weird. It was eerie,
Okay.
real eerie. Um, the third time I died, and they were actually gonna call it and declare me dead. Honestly, I had been dead clinically for over 4 minutes,
Wow. Is that right?
because because I coded and they were steadily working on me. And they'll literally work on you until the doctor tells them to call it.
Right.
So if it's 4 minutes, it's 15 minutes. They'll work on you until the doctor calls it. And the doctor was calling it.
They said that's it. They were gonna stop.
They were going to stop. And I had flatlined completely.
Okay.
And I remember being in so much pain. And then it was back in that same void. It was dark, but this time, instead of there being like nothing,
Uh-huh.
it was hot. It was
So the
hot.
pocket time. So it was different. There was feeling. There was sensation.
Yeah, like the third time was different. The third time it was hot,
But it's still dark.
but it was still dark. It was like, at first it was still dark.
Could
And
you
it
see
was
your
like,
hand
at
in front of
first,
your face?
pardon?
Would you be able to see your hand in front of your face? So it was
No,
that dark.
it was that dark. It was like it absorbed the light.
Okay.
There was no way to see. And it was really weird, because at first it was just dead silent, and then like really slowly I heard a roar. And it just kept
Okay.
getting louder and louder and louder and louder and louder, until it was like that's all I could hear.
Like a lion?
No, like a crowd. Think of a crowd
Okay.
of people hurting
Oh wow. Okay.
and just screaming.
What did it smell like?
It did not smell good. You ever like rotten eggs?
Really?
It was like, yeah, it was just a pretty foul smell.
Okay.
But it wasn't like constant. It was like I was getting like really strong hints of it, like on a wind, but there was no wind.
Uh-huh.
And then at first I thought it was like lightning,
Uh-huh.
right? But it was like bright flash, bright flash, bright flash. And and as I'm looking around, like every time it flashed, I would see what was going on around me.
What did you see?
Um, People being tortured, people being whipped, disemboweled, every bit of type of agony you could ever imagine. Demons, shadow people.
Really? And
Yeah,
you could see this firsthand.
I could see it firsthand. But it was like when that flashed. So, like, have you ever
Right.
seen like a strobe light flash?
Yes, yes.
It was like that. Like it just kept picking up in pace. It started out
Wow.
slow and kept picking up in pace. And it was like I knew they knew I was there,
Uh-huh.
but it was like when you're in high school and you walk in the room and you know they've been talking shit, but they're acting like they don't see you. It was like that.
Mhm. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
They knew you were there, but they ignored you.
Yes, they
Okay.
did. And and I was like, I was actually like freaking terrified that they would really notice me and that I'd just be done for.
So at this point, okay, these flashes of light are hitting. You could
Mhm.
see you're witnessing these people being tortured and disemboweled. Okay, what I mean, did you just stand there? Did you walk away? Did you try to turn around and run? I mean, what
I,
was your
I, I couldn't move. I mean, I could turn my head and look around, but I couldn't physically move from that spot.
so it was like you were overwhelmed with fear with it to a point where it paralyzed you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And
Because it was terrifying. Like it's it was like a Rob Zombie movie multiplied by like a billion.
wow.
It was horrifying. And I had seen some, up until that point, I'd seen some stuff that were pretty
So
bad, but not like that.
how long would you say that you were standing there watching?
I don't know. Like I
You don't
don't know if I was standing there until they pulled me back. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Until they actually brought me back to life. I don't know if I stayed there throughout the entire coma. I don't
right.
know because time seemed to really stand still.
At that point.
Yeah.
So some of the guys are saying that it was God giving you a second chance. Do you believe that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. God was showing me where the hell I was going to go
I
if I
see.
did not make some serious changes in my life. Oh, absolutely. I was being given a gift in a way. It was a
Yeah.
terrifying gift, but it was a gift.
Right, right, right.
But
Allowing you to
most,
see what you had, in store for you.
yeah.
And
And
did that
the
work?
way I was going to die.
And did that
Because I was,
work though? Did that change you?
pardon,
Did that work? Did it change you?
not initially.
Okay, initially. So you're in this place, you come out of this place, you wake up, you're back in your body. What are
I'm
you
back in my
thinking? I
body.
mean,
I'm back in my body, but I can't speak. I can't walk. I can't do anything. And I'm listening to the doctors talk about me right in front of me like I'm not there, telling my mama she'll just be a vegetable. She's never gonna walk and talk. Which made me
because of your
mad,
head injury.
honestly. Pardon?
Wow. Because of the head injuries?
Yeah, absolutely. I had to relearn how to feed myself, how to talk. I had to learn how to use the restroom by myself. I had to learn how to write again. I had to learn how to do a lot of things. And then I had to learn how to do it with one eye because I lost the vision in my right eye.
Oh, I see.
So things were different. And it took a total of a couple of years. I mean, the doctors talking about me, like I wasn't even there, just
Uh-huh.
talking over me about what I will never do pissed me off, actually.
Right, right.
And it made me mad. I'm like, oh, really? I won't? Okay, I'll show you. And every time they said, oh, she's never going to do this, I did it just because they pissed me off,
Right.
just to show them that they were wrong every time. But I mean, I was so busy dealing for the first couple of years, dealing with rehabilitating myself and trying to figure out how I was going to be a mother through all this and find housing because throughout all this, I had been evicted for what had happened. even though it wasn't my fault.
Right.
Still got evicted. So I was trying to figure things out. And it really wasn't until a few years later, honestly, that I really started kind of going back in my head about it and
Uh-huh.
kind of realizing, because I was still being a mean ass. I was still being mean as hell, mean as a snake.
Right.
It's just mean. My son was the only one that really saw a different side of me.
You're a nice person, a loving person.
Yeah, he didn't see that side of me. So, but everybody else did. Everybody else got my wrath, and my anger. So
So
it
when
was,
did you actually, after you came out of this coma and you're home, when did you accept Jesus to be your savior?
I didn't come out honestly of the rehab center to a home. I ended up
Oh,
having to go to a homeless shelter. I had nowhere to go.
uh-huh.
And this is a Christian based place. And I'll be damned if I didn't have the biggest chip on my shoulder and just the nastiest little attitude. I was mean. I was a little shit. I was still pretty young too, but I was, whoo, I was a hot mess. Just horrible. And I was mean
So,
to everybody.
they brought this to your attention. They told you, hey, you need to change yourself. You've been through all this pain already.
No, there is a lady that no longer works there that kind of managed to befriend me when I didn't want to be befriended.
Right.
Um, she kind of grew on me, I guess. She grew on me. Um, she kind of infiltrated her way under my hard little candy coated shell.
Right. Right.
And she really started talking to me, but it wasn't like she was throwing it down my throat. She was talking to me, really kind of about staying stuck where I shouldn't be. She was
Okay.
talking to me about, you know, healing, that it's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel how you're feeling. You've been through a lot.
Right.
But it really, she made it really kind of clear to me that it was more a matter of not necessarily being angry, but how you deal with it.
Right. Exactly. Your reaction.
Exactly. And she's like, you can sit here with this chip on your shoulder and this angry, nasty little attitude, and he wins. She goes, you can get your head out of your butt and you can move on and you can start trying to heal, and he doesn't win. She
So
goes,
what was
because
your
as long
reaction
as
to her
you're like
talking
this,
to you?
huh?
What was your reaction to her speaking to you this way?
An attitude,
Yeah.
an
Did any of
attitude,
it sink in though?
huh?
Did any of it sink in?
I didn't want it to, but yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to be angry. That's just where I wanted to be.
Right. Right.
Sometimes you get in a place where you get comfortable being miserable. And that's where I was. Like, I was just comfortable being miserable.
So
But
so your
she was,
baby your
go ahead.
baby your baby passed. Obviously, the baby died.
Yeah.
Baby died. Did you have a funeral and everything, or
I don't know. Everything was taken care of really while I was
in a coma?
in a coma. And never really got a straight answer out of anybody on that one.
Okay.
I mean, if they, donated him to science, that would have been fine. I mean, if he can save another baby, that's cool.
Yeah.
Uh, because that's what I did with my son's twin when he passed. Because I couldn't afford a funeral.
Right.
But
The we've got about 1,000 questions right here, Carrie. I'm gonna start
okay,
going through them. Is that okay?
that's fine.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys, start bringing your questions on. Was that your husband that beat you?
No, wasn't even my boyfriend. It was just a dude that actually just wanted to date me, and I did not agree to that.
Okay. Anybody else who's got some questions? Okay, there's a question right here. So what happened to the baby? Was baby okay? Baby passed away.
The baby passed away. My son was fine. Um, Once I was able to parent properly, I got him into counseling, and now he's almost 24 and he's awesome. Are you there, Boo Boo? Are you there?
All right, sorry about that, guys. Lost- I lost my internet. All right, I got another one right here. How come he was so rude to you? He was stalking her.
He was a creeper. He was a stalker. He was a weirdo. Like I'm a weirdo, but he was a weirdo.
You're not a weirdo, Carrie.
Oh, oh yeah, I am, and I'm cool with it.
You're not weird.
I am. I'm a weirdo, man.
Uh,
But I like myself the way I am.
yeah, they want to know how much time you got in prison.
Um, Due to the DA in that town at the time, um, who actually actually the DA ended up getting disbarred, not for my case, but for another case where a child died due to his in inability to do his job. DA screwed completely, just excuse my language, he fucked the case out of hell.
Wow. So how
And
did he get?
just fucked it up. And he got a year,
That's it?
got out, turned around and did the exact same thing, but about 100 times worse to another lady and got another 5 years. The upside was when he went to prison with my husband, his brother, my brother, and all my cousins.
Nice.
So
Revenge is okay.
I don't think his time in prison was fun. I don't
Oh
think he
no,
had a good time.
I bet he didn't.
But he did tell
Wait,
the judge at sentencing, and after he lunched for the judge, he goes, "Go ahead and lock me up. When I get out, I'm going to kill her anyway."
wow, that right there should have put him away for life.
And several years later, after he paroled, because he actually went back a couple of times for the same shit.
Is he still
Um,
alive?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
What had happened was he did come for me again. And I had been taking, I'd been doing what I like to call artillery therapy. And, go to the gun range and all that good stuff, get that aggression out that way, because that's a lot better than actually what I'd like to do half the time.
Right.
And I lived in a locked building. You had to have a key to get in the foyer and another key to get into the side door, even to get not into the apartment, but into that section.
Right.
And I came home, my precious little kitty is running the hallway, and I noticed my door's open like a foot.
Oh man.
And man, I went in there and I started clearing room by room.
You knew already, right? You had an
I
idea.
knew I could no, because here's the thing. Like 2 weeks prior, I had seen his family. They had moved into that area.
Oh, okay.
And but I know that like they told him where I was.
Right.
And I don't know if he didn't hear me, he didn't see me. I don't know. But man, I clocked him on the back of the head with the weapon, called
All
the
right.
police, called the police. Why they let him OR out, I don't know. But my husband, who was actually still incarcerated at the time, was not happy about this. And his
Right.
brother had gotten out. Um, his brother was affiliated with um, some bikers in this area, a biker gang in this area, and
Yeah.
they went over and had a discussion with him. And I don't know what happened after that, but
Good.
he's never come near me again.
Good. Good. I'm glad for that. Um, So it says how did she overcome everything she went through?
Counseling,
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 um,
working.
working.
I'm a
Um,
workaholic, so that's what I do. I'm a workaholic, but yeah, I went to counseling. I had to, just I went right in the head for a while.
right. Um, so
What?
would you say that I mean, so obviously the place that you went to was terrible, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And hey, people, we all know how to avoid that, man. We have to accept Jesus to be our savior. Even if you're a sinner like I am, like we all are, Jesus is the only way to get into heaven, and to avoid that pit of hell, we have
But
to do it.
you have to let Jesus change you because you can't just say, "Hey, I accept it," and then keep doing the same shit.
Yeah,
You cannot do that. You have to actively start changing yourself from the inside out. I still I still really struggle with that beast that I used to be. And
right,
there's a lot of times I have to kick that bitch back into her grave.
right. And how do you do that?
Prayer,
Prayer.
prayer, talking to myself, going, okay, no, we're not doing this. No, 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 no. Get back down in your grave. Like you are not coming back up.
Right, right, right.
Um, that beast did after my sister passed. That came back.
Easy.
You know, there's a lot of different types of demonic oppression and possession. There's drug addiction. There is depression. There's mental illness. There's anger.
Yeah, yeah.
And after my sister passed, because of the nature of what happened, I was in rage mode. Like there are things that you go through. There are certain steps that you go through in the grieving process, right? You have like denial, you have bargaining, you have anger, like you have all these different steps in the grief process. The problem was I got stuck at rage and couldn't get out.
Right, right.
And that bitch reared her ugly head, and that same lady, we'd always kept in contact. She was like a mentor to me. She's been a very big important part of my life.
Like a sponsor.
Kind of like a sponsor. She's like a surrogate mom.
Wow, really?
She has no problem telling me when I'm fucking up. None.
Yeah, we
She's
we need
never
that sometimes.
I need it, yeah. Um, she's never mean about it though. Like she does everything that she does is always with kindness. And
Right.
that is something I've always admired because I've never felt like that's within me.
Yeah.
And I told her that one day, like I really admire, how she is, and I felt kind of cheated because that's not how God made me. And she
Right.
laughed and she goes, God doesn't make everybody a nurturer. God made some people the squeaky wheel. You're the squeaky wheel because you get stuff done.
I see.
She goes, you're the one that calls people out on their mess. She goes, because it's not right.
Right. How do you feel today, Carrie?
Blessed.
Amen. And
Blessed.
there, I mean, you have your son. What was your son's name? Brian?
Dominic,
Dominic. How old is Dominic?
he's 23, almost 24.
And what does he do for a living?
Well, right now, he's not listening to his mother and not going to college and working a crap job, but that's okay because he's working and he's handling his shit.
Right.
Hopefully he'll listen to mom. Doubt it, but hopefully. But he's a good kid. He's a good
Did that
kid. He's got
affect
a
him at all?
pardon.
Did that affect him? That event? Did that affect him?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Maybe. Yeah, he's flat told me if he ever sees him, he's killing him.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Do you guys have any more questions for Carrie, guys? Who's the I guess not. Okay, Carrie. It looks like my son's name is Dominic too.
one thing to note, even with the traumatic brain injury and having to relearn everything, I still managed to continue on to go to college and
Hey,
earn a degree and earn several on top of that several different types of certificates in my field.
what
So
is
I
it?
mean,
Your medical what?
I am a nationally licensed biller and coder. I've got my certificate. I've actually got a degree in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Where did you
yeah.
graduate from?
I graduated from Washburn University
Is
in
that in
Topeka,
Kansas?
Kansas. Yep.
Yeah. How do you like it there?
Topeka.
Yeah, Kansas. How do you like it right there where you live?
I like where I live now a lot. It's wonderful here. Um, I did live in Topeka for about 18 years. Hated it. Horrible place. Horrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's so bad. So
Wow.
bad. Um, the murder rate, even though it's a really kind of a small town, their murder rate, per capita rates up there with major cities.
Really?
Hmm.
Somebody wants to know. Somebody asked, are you still going to church or attending counseling?
I attend church when I can. I work on Sundays. I work nights. So attending church is difficult for me. I still talk to God every day. We talk a lot. Sometimes we argue. I never win.
Yeah.
Um, ever. But we talk. And I
Right.
still go to counseling because I have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got more to deal with than just that one scenario in my life. Like I do go to counseling to try to get through what I dealt with as a child,
Right.
what I dealt with how we lost my sister and losing
Oh,
her because she's my best friend.
yeah.
And the way we lost her and who took her life, it was just a bad deal all the way around.
I bet. Oh
And
my God.
during that period of time, I had other things going on too, like my husband acting a plumb fool. Um, I had a house fire. My cousin was acting like a jerk. My brother was acting like a jerk. So I ended up putting three people out of my life during that time that meant a lot to me. So I had a lot of trauma during that time.
Right.
And I see a counselor because I have other things that I have to deal with too on top of that. And if I
Right.
don't deal with it, it's gonna fester and make me a horrible human being. I don't want
Or
to be
do
a
something
horrible
you're
human.
gonna regret. Yeah, make you do something you're gonna regret.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want to be a horrible human being. I mean, I already have mean tendencies that I have to stifle all the time. And
Yeah.
because you can't just be mean to people because like just because. And like I have a very low bullshit tolerance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't suffer fools lightly
Right.
at all. So like I really have to monitor myself and filter myself a lot.
I hear
Um,
you.
I really do. Um, it just is what it is. I just
Okay. Okay. There's no PB&J.
It's in
Then
what
there's no
happened to
PB.
Carrie, guys? It's in the cabinet. Where the junk drawer is that? Right above it. Guys, what happened to Carrie? Carrie, you there? Carrie, we lost Carrie, guys. I don't know. Okay, Ben, never mind. Can you hear me, Carrie? Well, sorry guys, but Carrie's gone. I don't know what happened to her internet. I don't know why I can't see her. Ben, it's in those cabinets. Check all of them.
Peanut butter.
No, there's the purple one. They're all. It's right there. Just check them all. Lonely. I couldn't find it, homie. I can't find it. I think somebody deleted it or something. Sorry, guys, but Carrie's gone. I don't know what happened to Carrie's. Can so, maybe she can see my comments.
Not that.
I forget it. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. All right. Huh? Okay, never mind.
What happened, Carrie?
I don't know.
Is the life still on?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't bring it back.
Is she going to counseling or attending church?
Chinsky. I don't know, guys. We lost Carrie, but
Weird.
we can always I don't know what happened.
That's weird. What the heck? Dude, it's right there. It's only peanut butter.
Not the purple one.
No, not the purple one.
Damn, craving it bad.
Go quick. No, just kidding.
Oh, there's Carrie right
Oh,
there.
what the heck?
Okay,
What
Carrie.
happened?
If you guys want to ask her a couple of questions, she's right there. I don't know what happened with her. I don't know, Carrie. I have no idea what happened.
Come here. Sit. Sit. Good boy.
You should bring Mr. Lonely Boy. You got a good story, Lonely? What you got on me? Hey, Carrie went to hell and came back. Can you top that? Well, no, not top it, not top it. But I need something interesting. Mr. Lonely, we got another. All right, hey, Lonely, you got my number, fool. Call me. Let's set it up. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna go look for the peanut butter. But
Peanut butter and jelly.
PB&J.
Cause
Carrie, are you good? I want to thank Carrie for sharing her story.
Yep.
It kind of looked like you were getting emotional right there, and I was gonna tell you if you don't want to share that, you don't have to. But it looked like you pulled through okay, and I'm really sorry you went through that. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation, guys.
Do you know that guy in real life, or do you just know his name? I'm good.
What's up, Chinsky? How you doing, brother?
He has stories from the 90s.
Stories from the 90s? All right. That sounds good. So the next on the list is gonna be Mr. Lonely Boy. I'm gonna get with him. You're an open book. That's right, Carrie. Thank you so much for telling us your story. I know the first time I heard it, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. You hear that sometimes, you know? People die, they go to hell, they get a sneak preview of what could happen. Watch the video, dog. Hey, it's a good story. She's been through a lot, and she's just the sweetest person ever. You'll trip out on how much it changed her. Get him off my bed! Get him off my bed!
Come on, boy, come on. Dad, come on, you gotta chill.
Do not put him on my bed.
He's a good boy, Dad.
I don't want him on my bed.
Fine, I get it.
So anyway, guys, with that being said,
sit. You guys need to sit on the floor. No, you can't come on here, because Dad.
Bring my homeboy for my water. Which one, Art? The one? ¿Para qué?
And Dad, let them see Tiger. Did Carrie say Sean always talk to someone? Keep praying for you and your son Dominic.
That's what's up. Thank you, Wolfie. That's what's up, dog. Oh, Daniel.
Good
yes,
interview.
that would be a
Good interview, bro.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you.
Thank you. Hey.
Damn, I missed it.
We're gonna call it a night, guys.
Have a good stream.
All right, guys. Everybody have a good night. Get some rest. God bless you. And I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the morning class, right? Buenas noches. Thank you, Carrie.